my YouTube channel asked me to do Drake's chart part 2 with more of like why this happened, how you can see like the downfall or problems to people's like public reputation through the birth chart. And one shocking thing that I do see is that there is a Uranus, Jupiter, Venus conjunction right now in his midheaven, which is the 10th house. And normally in astrology, Jupiter and Venus in your 10th house of career means blessings, money, good fortune, and people seeing you in a really good light publicly. But Uranus kind of does a opposite effect. It can just depend on the person. So sometimes there can be unexpected, unique challenges that you have to overcome, maybe unique opportunities that you are being presented with, sort of shocking, just very uncertain, unsecure feeling when there's a Uranus transit. And since Uranus right now is opposing his Mercury and just got over opposing his Venus, this affects the areas of life that those planets rule. So Uranus opposing his natal Mercury shows unexpected news, unexpected messages, maybe him coming out and speaking in a way that very like disturbing and just kind of out there, like willing to say whatever. And his Mercury rules his 11th house with Gemini, and 11th house is friends, network, community. So I think that aspect is definitely having a very heavy effect on his network, his community, how he fits in with his friends and with his social environment. Mercury ruling his 2nd house also affects his money, his income, his assets. So, all of these songs getting a lot of publication, a lot of attention. Jupiter, Venus on his 10th house. Like, regardless what people are saying, I think he's still making money, and it's sort of an unexpected way because of that Uranus opposite to Mercury, which is the ruler of his 2nd house. It also has Pluto in his 7th house right now of Aquarius, which is your business partners and relationships. So as far as business partnerships, you can definitely see there could be some hidden things, hidden enemies possibly, and just some drama and problems within his business partnerships from all of this coming out. There could be a level of mistrust there with Pluto, and definitely paranoia. He's also dealing with a Saturn square to his natal Saturn, which is in Sagittarius, and Saturn currently is in Pisces in the sky. So that is a square. So when Saturn in the sky squares your natal Saturn, you will have a need to reassess your boundaries, your responsibilities, your duty, who you're trusting. Saturn is very much the energy of like, what are you doing to follow the rules, to be responsible, to kind of get what you want in a respected way. So there's definitely a challenge to that with this going on, and it is transiting his 8th house, which has to do with death, taxes, rebirth. So it's definitely a huge learning lesson and a rebirth. Like, he's gonna have to come out of this on top, come out of this stronger, or it's going to possibly ruin him. Mars is currently in Aries, squaring his moon, which is in the 12th house of hidden enemies. So a Mars aspect squaring your moon causes really like disturbing, disruptive, emotional drama in your life. And he has a 12th house moon anyway, so again, he has that really strong paranoia, that lack of trust, and to always protect himself. So yeah, really any aspect to his moon that is more of the negative can bring out that emotional, like eruptive energy within him. And especially a Mars transit that's like an aggressor, so there's something aggressive bubbling up that he has to deal with. So I wouldn't completely look at all of this and say, oh, his career is over, because it's obviously getting him attention, it's getting him people talking about him, good or negative. That usually puts money in people's pockets. So I think that it's not something that's like completely ruining him. That's just my take on it from his birth chart.